Hey, Josh and Cindy. I just wanted to, I think it's going to be easier for you to go through and possibly record this tour. So I wanted to show you what I'm going to send you. So what I'm going to send you is the sightseeing tour, which is going to have all the individual stops. So in addition to the tour, which I've been sending you, you'll have all the individual points here. So by double clicking on any of these is what's going to take you to that location. So really all you have to do is double click and go through all these. If for some reason you want to change something, let's say you didn't want this to be the view, you wanted it to maybe be a little bit different, so you might rotate it around. You would simply then right click here and click snapshot view, and that's going to make that place mark go to that same zoom, angle, and everything. So I'll go ahead and turn that off there, go back to my normal one. So that's item number one. If you want to add a stop, all you have to do is go to where you want to put that, and you would just put the place mark there. So I put test, and there's my test, and you'll see it shows up down here. Now I can drag it wherever I want. So if I wanted it to be up there, I could. So I'm going to go ahead and hit delete, get rid of that one. We'll go back up to my main one here. Now, if you don't want these labels to show, you can just simply turn them off. So if I didn't want, the school one to show, I would just turn that off. I did turn off some of them just because I don't want them to, clutter the map there, because they will show up. Let's go ahead and turn that one back on. And what else here? So down below is where you would see all the, if you want to turn on certain things, like if you want the borders and stuff on, you probably want your 3D buildings. I suggest turning off all the clutter, maybe show borders, and then 3D buildings. You probably already knew that because my tour would have been affected by whatever you had set there. The settings for this, so if you go to options, if you want to zoom faster or slower when you click on these, simply drag this up and down. If you make it zoom faster, it's going to really pick up the pace. So I had this set at a default of 0.20. So that was what I had there. If you also, so as it's zooming into a location, you can have it automatically start to slow down when rotating and zooming. You can turn that on, but we're kind of pressed for time, so I have that turned off. You really only need to mess around probably in this one. You might also want to make sure your cache is adequately filled here, and that's really all you need to do there. Again, the reason, I can keep trying to do this. The problem is it's really hard to kind of keep a watch on the time and then be going through this. It might be better, Josh, if you're reading the speech and then either Lisa or Cindy goes through and as you're speaking navigates to some of these things. And some of the timing there just may not work. So you can see I added these stops in the middle, like you wanted to first zoom out to the northwest and then go to Alaska. So here I added a point in the middle, and it's kind of meant to just kind of zoom to it and then zoom to the next one. So you can see that there's really no way to do that within 5 seconds unless you really crank up that speed. So again, if we wanted to do that, we would just go to our options, turn this way up, we'd hit apply, and now we go back to St. Paul's, and you can see how fast that happens. So we could do this. So that's where I kind of leave it up to you, because we could be going back and forth a lot. It's going to be crazy. There's really no way to turn it up and down when you're doing the recording unless, it's not going to be that feasible to kind of come up here and do that while it's recording. So let me go back here. We'll just set it back to where it was. Again, these settings aren't going to be retained with what I send you, so you're going to need to set that up. Just so you know, I have it set again for 0.2 on the navigation speed. You don't need to worry about touring. And then, again, you're just going to go through and click on these. I don't really have anything else to add there. Again, if you want to change the view extent for any of these, you just simply make sure it's the highlighted one, and then you go to the extent that you want. And then you right click on it and you say snapshot view. Okay. And then finally is recording the tour. And really all you're going to do to record the tour here is you're going to come in and click on record a tour. And it's going to turn this on here. You're going to click start, and it's going to start. Right now it's already recording, and then you're just going to keep going through, and you're going to go out to this one, then you might go to Seaward, and then we'll go to Alaska, and then you want to go to Honolulu. So you can see that's how it's basically working here. And then when you're done, all you do is click the X and you click save, and that's it. And so you can see it's automatically going to start to play that. So that's it. Hope that helps. I can help more. I know there's this rotating and turning effect, but the reason it's rotating and turning like that is it's going into the angle at which we have that view for seaward. So one way around that might be to come in at the angle that you want it to be on the flyover. So you could play around with that a little bit. But that's about it. Okay. Let me know if you need help.